Hello, this is Reverend Tiffany White Sage Woman, and I decided to make this video this evening just because of all of the things that have transpired today. Today is December 14th, 2012, and I do live in Connecticut, so this morning the news went out about an elementary school shooting. And of course it is going down as one of the worst school shootings. I'm sure that the residents of Connecticut and the state of Connecticut do not want to be remembered that way. But I remember getting updates. I get like extreme updates on my text, on my phone, because I do not watch the news or read the newspapers. So I do have some local news and some AP news that go right to my phone. So I did receive it this morning and sat down, and I've done a lot of meditating today, a lot of the energies, holding the energies, and I do have to say this is very emotional, I know, for everyone. This is also to with empaths and psychic mediums, when we tap into things like this, it can be very overwhelming. The thing I would like to just say is you can allow yourself to experience the human response to something like this, but don't dwell there. Don't stay there. I'm always very guarded in addressing a situation like this, because you can get lost if you stay there too long, and you'll feel so depressed and sad yourself if you stay inside that human. It's almost like an illusion. It is, because if we stay there too long, it's okay to grieve just for whether it's a couple minutes, okay, a day, maybe two. If you go on any longer than that, and especially weeks and weeks, and develop it as a habit, that's when you're going to need some help. But I did allow myself to push in, and I connected with, I shouldn't say push in, but tap in, as a mother, feel the energies of the parents of those children, feel the energies of the teachers' loved ones, and all those who were involved. Absolutely, you can feel the pain, the loss, the shock, all the questions of why, and the 20-year-old that's the shooter. What happened to this 20-year-old to do this? Maybe some anger associated with the hurt. It becomes overpowering when you're feeling it all at the same time. You probably hear a lot of us, a lot of people, a lot of the light beings, the light workers saying, we are one, we are connected. Let me tell you, this oneness is not always easy, okay? Especially on an empathic part, or when you do feel everything. But it does get easy if you don't stay there. All right, it's okay to recognize it. Now let's go to this is the very earth, physical part of feeling it, and we do need to grieve. Let that go through that process, but find yourself going back up into the upper beautiful healing vibrations, and know that they crossed over, and that lots and lots of angels I asked to see the scene on a higher vibration level, not the lower. I can't stay in that lower vibration very long, because again, it is very overwhelming. And so to see it from bird's eye view, let's go and see it that way. And when you see that, beautiful angels all around the area, loved ones and guides, and they're on it. We're on it, okay? So please know within your heart that everyone is okay. Really, our loved ones are okay. So again, just allow yourself the brief time to grieve and move on from it. Don't stay there. All right. We sometimes get so attached, and I know that the time too. And this is where we should not dwell in our mind, because our mind can be a terrible prison. If we sit here and ask all these questions, what happened? You know, how could I avoid this? What if? And none of this is going to change anything. What has happened has happened. All right. And so don't stay in that trap, in that darkness. Don't stay there. You've got to get out of it. And it's okay to ask those questions. It really is, but listen to the answer. Don't keep asking questions, being like OCD with the questions and not waiting for the answer. You do have to be still and open the heart. And sure, the heart's going to cry, and you can cry. Don't shut that down, because after your heart, you get through that grieving process, there's the answers, there's the stillness, there's the calmness, and acceptance, okay? Forgiveness. And even if you don't understand why the situation happened right now, you can come to a point of balance and just say, okay, I don't have to understand. I'm just going to move forward. All right. So this was on my way to run errands today. This was the conversations that I had with my guides on the way to go several towns over. And that's where my natural health food store is. So I wanted to go there and get some things. So it was just everywhere I went today, I really felt like I needed to be there. It was very powerful. And again, I had to be very careful, because my heart chakra was really blown open over. And you don't want one chakra bigger than the other. All right, not for too long. And you have to be careful, especially when your heart chakra is associated. We're talking about the heart chakra and the energies. You don't want to pull in everyone's energies. So I was very careful to keep, okay, let's bring it back down, all right? And it helped too, going into the health food store, the local one, or the one that I go to, because the gals there, the people there are just so loving and so beautiful, and they really helped me whether they knew it or not. And so just by their loving energy and their embrace, they gave me what I needed. They gave me the energetic hug. All right, to go, all right, we're good. So then on the way home, and I have to take a major interstate to get back home. So I was on this major interstate, and it was getting really close to home, the town before where I live. And I noticed there was a little bit of traffic and some commotion, and what I saw on the right side was people crossing the interstate. I'm like, what are they doing? And then I saw it to the left on the other side. There was a car that had hit a wall. There was like the median walls in the highway to divide each way of traffic. And I was like, oh my goodness. And the car was on fire, it was smoking. And there was people that are going the same direction I was. We were going northbound. And people pulled over. There was trucks pulled over. And evidently what happened is the car had smashed into the wall. And as I was getting closer to it, I heard my guy, I felt the scene. I was like, oh my gosh, there's a child in the car. I just know there is. I felt it. And I was like, oh my gosh, well, there's guys. There was 2 guys already there, 2 running across the street. A truck, thank God, a lawn maintenance type of truck pulled over. They were pulling tools out, just prying that door open, doing whatever they could to help. And so, but I did hear pull over, and so I pulled over, and I'm like, well, what can I do? It looks like everything is under control over there, or that they've got the situation taken care of. And then it was like, hold the energies, hold the energies. Remember, this is some of the most powerful things we can do too. Let the ones that are on the front line be on the front line. Let's hold and create the sacred space. I was like, you're right. And the good thing, I had to pull over, because if I'm going to go in these upper realms, the last thing I need to be doing is driving. So I did. I had pulled over, and of course that first instinct is, ooh, take a picture. You know, I was like, no, I'm not going to take a picture. And that's not what I am here for. And so I did. I kind of went into a meditative state and just, let's, okay, angels, we need them all right here, right now. I could feel the angel realm moving in. Knew they were in good hands, absolutely. And so I sat there for a few moments until it was like, now look again, look back, because I sat there with my eyes closed. And I look back, and they're pulling the lady out of the car, and then the baby. So they were able to get them out safely, and I was like, oh, yes, yes, good news. This was wonderful. Yes, thank you. Thank you. Because sometimes things have to, if certain situations have to happen maybe the way that we don't want them to go, like the shooting this morning, if these things do have to play through, please let everyone go over very fast and quick, and even if we don't understand why these things have to happen. But it was very nice that something wonderful and beautiful happened, and so I was like, oh, this is great, they're okay now. And one of the men walking away, I thought, well, that's odd. And I'm looking, it's like, he looks like my neighbor. And sure enough, he comes across the street, he's waving at me. He gets across safely, comes to the other side of the door away from traffic. And so we were talking, he was telling me, he goes, we got him out, you know, her and the baby are okay. He goes, man, that was rough. And he goes, we did it. I was like, wow, you know, and he was shaken up still. He was just really, it started to hit him what happened. Because you know when you go into that mode of you just got to get it done, and you don't, you know. And so I saw him really coming back into his body, and he's going, oh my gosh, what just happened? You know, and I'm like, it's okay. I was like, you know what, thank God you were at the right place at the right time. And he goes, but I was just coming back from a big home improvement store. Because he had taken the day off of work to do some home improvements, and he had to get some things. I was like, well, check it out. Everyone was right where we needed to be for all of this to happen. And so it was a very beautiful, beautiful, beautiful day. Very high energy. I think I need to just go and chill now. Surround myself. I come home and I'm lighting candles everywhere, and I'm pulling my crystals to me, and it's like, let's just sit and go. So it is very beautiful. We can light candles, remembering all those, and help those to cross over. Help them to see the light. They know where to go. Wishing everyone, and even those that think we don't hear about. There's people that cross over a lot. So whether it's tragically or whether it's just their time, we can all send these beautiful healing energies out in all directions. Remember, meditation is a portal, and so we can go through this portal into the upper dimensions, the upper vibrations, and where we are all connected, and we can see the beautiful outcome. All right, so I leave that with you, with many blessings and lots of love. Namaste.